I thought I'd escaped. The forest was behind me, the village just a memory burned into my mind. But you can't run from something that knows the sound of your heartbeat. I walked until my legs trembled, until the drums were nothing but ghosts in the distance. The air smelled different here, damp earth, pine, and something sweet. That's when I saw it, a lantern hanging from a crooked tree, swaying in the wind. The light was soft, golden, inviting, too inviting. I should have turned back. I approached, every step slow, the wet leaves sticking to my heels. Beneath the tree sat an old man in a wooden chair. His eyes were milky, but fixed directly on me. You didn't eat, he rasped. His voice was like paper tearing. I froze. He smiled, a slow curl of his lips, revealing teeth stained the color of old copper. They won't like that. Something inside me broke then. I demanded answers. Who were they? What was that ritual? The old man leaned forward, and I could smell the sour rot on his breath. They eat so the dead stay quiet, he said. A bargain struck before you were born, before I was born. The ones in the ground are always hungry. You feed them or they feed themselves. His hand trembled as he reached for the lantern. I left, but you never really leave. And with that, he blew the light out. I was alone again, but not in the way you hope to be. The darkness pressed in, thick and watchful. Somewhere behind me, the leaves whispered under the weight of footsteps. I started walking, then jogging, then running. The forest opened unexpectedly into a clearing, and there, impossibly, was the village. The same crooked rooftops, the same dirt paths. It was as if I'd never left. My stomach turned to stone. I'd been walking in circles. A figure stepped from behind the hut. The boy, only now, he was holding my coat. I looked down. I was wearing my coat, and yet there it was in his hands, torn, muddy, and dark with something that wasn't water. You came back, he said. I never left, I whispered. The chanting began again, distant but growing. The villagers emerged from the shadows, torches in hand, surrounding the square. In the center was a long wooden table, and upon it, a shape covered in cloth. The boy led me forward, his small fingers coiled around my wrist. When the cloth was pulled back, I saw my own face staring up at me, eyes closed, skin pale, chest still. No, I said, stumbling back. No, I'm not. Hands grabbed me from behind, firm but not violent, guiding. I looked around desperately for the forest, for the road, for anything that would break this nightmare. And then I remembered the old man's words. They feed them or they feed themselves. I grabbed the knife from the table. The villagers didn't move to stop me. They only watched. I turned the blade on them, but they smiled as if they'd seen this before, because they had. The boy stepped forward. His voice was calm, almost kind. You can fight or you can join us. Either way, you stay. Something in me shifted then. Maybe fear, maybe acceptance. The chanting slowed, the torches dimmed. I glanced again at the body on the table. It wasn't breathing, but its chest rose ever so slightly, as if drawing one last breath, my last breath. When the villager stepped aside, I walked forward on my own. The knife slipped from my hand. Someone pressed a warm, heavy bowl into my palms. The smell was rich, metallic, familiar. I lifted it to my lips, and for the first time since I'd arrived, the village smiled at me, but I stopped. Then the chanting began again. Hands grabbed me. The innkeeper's voice rose above the others. Eat, so you may rest. I looked for a way out. There wasn't one. And just as the chanting reached its peak, I woke up. I was in my own bed, my heart pounding. Morning light spilled through the window. Amara! My mother's voice called from the other room. Get up and sweep the yard and wash the plates before you go to the stream. Relief washed over me. It was a dream, just a horrible, vivid dream. I moved through the motions, sweeping, scrubbing, cleaning. Finally, I picked up my water pot and headed for the stream. The dirt path was quiet, the trees whispering softly in the breeze. The air smelled like wet earth and leaves. And then I saw him standing at the edge of the forest. He didn't move, he didn't blink. His lips formed the words without a sound. You're next.